So the teachers panel of the SNCT met yesterday and they were pretty scathing. They said the Scottish Government's proposals fail to adequately address the pressing need to resolve the SNCT dispute on reducing weekly class contact time to 21 hours. They talk about a lack of meaningful progress and they refer to their statutory ballot. So why is the Education Secretary's announcement on the 4-day teaching week not broken the logjam? And what new things is she going to do to avoid the strike at the end of January?
Well, I don't think any of us here, Mr Rennie, want another teacher strike. I certainly don't on my watch, so I'm keen to avoid that. I met with the EIS and the other professional associations, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago now, in Parliament to talk about these issues in more detail. We've got to get a resolution to this challenge. One of the points I will put on record, and I've said this publicly previously, is the trade unions have a view that pay and conditions should be negotiated separately. Now, that is entirely in their gift, but I observed that when I was Transport Minister, that was not necessarily the view of the transport unions who would negotiate these matters together. So because of the separation between pay and conditions, I think we could perhaps have seen a resolution to this more timorously than we have, because we've had successive pay increases every year. That means teachers are more expensive to employ, and the budget that Mr Greer rightly talked to in relation to funding this becomes more constricted. But we will have to work through the SNCT on these issues in relation to how it will be implemented. I've spoken, of course, to all the professional associations. I'm very keen to work with them on establishing pilots about what works. We've got to work with the profession to understand their needs, but also to understand the practical requirements of timetabling. I speak as a secondary specialist. This will look different in a primary school, and there are other challenges in primary. But we also know, to provide some reassurance from our own independent modelling, that if local authorities had gone back to 2023 levels of teacher numbers, there would be enough primary school teachers in the system to deliver on reducing class contact. And again, I welcome Mr Rennie's party's support last year for the budget, which allowed for an increase in funding to be provided for teacher numbers and for ASN. That's what will make the difference in relation to delivering on reducing class contact. But we've also got to give teachers time. You know, we've looked at international comparisons in relation to how many hours teachers are working. I know that they are stressed and they are struggling at the current time.